We back bringing you the DC strats for Bishop. Couple of things to take note. I will be showcasing the Vivian strat as well as a Kim Hana team. Now Mark Finley would be the better operator than Kim Hana, but I don't think most people have a built Mark Finley. So all strats in this video will include Jinbora. If you happen to be Jinbora-less, it's best just to skip this boss. I will have a link, however, to my old Bishop kill in the description showing the ult cancel if you're dead set on doing this boss. Let's go ahead and check out what I got for you. This boss is a striker who starts on the other side of the map and will run straight for your ship. As for mechanics, this boss has no mechanics if you have Jinbora. She does have her basic attacks, but that's all she'll be allowed to do. And as you can see, it does have some splash damage, so be careful about putting units close to her. But yeah, no, she just becomes a punching bag for you. Now, if you don't have Jinbora, you'll actually have to deal with her mechanics. She does have a special, which she launches an attack at your backline. In order to fully mitigate it, you will need a shield, and either 2 shields or a counter and a shield to deal with it. Boss's ulti indicated by the purple bar underneath her portrait. She will sit there and jump back to summon a clone, jump back to the start of the map, and then launch an attack that will probably wipe your team. It's suggested to deal with the boss's clone and the stealth the boss can give herself. You bring somebody like Casey or Alex who can strip both of those, and then that makes the clone just die out. It is possible to cancel the boss's ulti if you're able to line up the special to happen slightly before she's able to do her ult. New Ohio makes this the easiest way. There are some frame perfect tricks that allow you to do this as well, but if you get the counter in, it'll cancel the ulti and she won't go back. Alright, time for some stats for nerds. This boss is coming in with 1.3 million HP, 2.1k defense, 1.8k hit, and 1.4k evasion. That means that the front lines or the tanks are going to need at least 979 evasion to not be surefired by the boss. And in order for your DPS to surefire the boss, you'll need at least 2702 hit or 1351 hit or more if you shred the evasion by 50%. Biggest tip I can give you is at the start of the fight, you want to position your Chinatsu in between Bishop and your team. Using any range damage latents, this will help you in the end when Lin Xian dies. She will end up dying. Now, Chinatsu will take some splash damage, but that's fine. She should be on tank gear, and she'll be able to take a few hits, buying you precious few seconds in order to deal with the boss. All runs will be done on 85% max difficulty. So we're taking the full minus attack, full minus HP, full minus A speed, same with skill haste. We're giving the boss full HP, plus 50% more attack, and then we're also taking the minus 30% D. So I go ahead and do an auto start on this. We want Lin Xian out quickly so she can ulti as soon as possible. Now, it's completely up to RNG whether or not Lin Xian lives. You need to sit there and dodge as much as possible. The S1 on Detroit doesn't necessarily help her dodge more, but it does reduce the damage that the misses do. So this may actually help keep your Lin Xian alive. After that, we just want to sit there and try to line everything up, get Kurian out, Vivian procced, and then watch the boss explode. Now, Hopefully we can kill with the right crit without having to deploy Artilana, but Artilana does help with the last few hits. Agnes taking number 1 spot here, but if Curran can stay out longer, he'd probably do the best. Alright, so for the team, we're going with Detroit here, with Vivian as the operator. Jin Bora has attack speed, anti-striker. She actually doesn't need attack speed if you have a speed operator. You can actually just go full on damage with her. Then Jin, I have on tanky CDR. She needs 71% Cat 1 in order to fully be able to mitigate with her defense. Agnes, I have on attack anti-striker. Little range damage. Curry and I have on full attack speed, anti-striker, anti-ground, but attack, anti-striker, double anti-striker, all those sets work. Volcano does work here, though it's not preferred. As you can see, I have Volcano here. Hopefully she doesn't actually ever get an attack in and you kill before that, but it's helpful to have some damage gear on her just in case you need that little extra push. Natsu's not used, but you know, we have some CDR gear on her. Chinatsu has somewhat tanky CDR, only a couple tanky pieces I guess, but it seems to do the trick here, but 76 CDR. Seiyu and I just have on full spirit gear. Obviously attack, anti-striker, anything that just has anti-striker subs is what you want. And then for the beautiful ship that makes all of this work, because honestly without it, my Lin Jian wouldn't be able to dodge. We have some nice counter damage going on here, and we got some nice sniper damage, and then we got that beautiful 6.2% evasion. Though you don't actually need that for Lin Jian, she does need 979, and I will go over that, or already have gone over that. So I don't go with an auto start here because I'm using a ranger, and if you do auto start, Tarask will get too close and just get blendered up by the boss. So I sit there and manually deploy everything and get Tarask back here so he's nice and safe. I'm going with Aegea here to sit there and cope without having a Vivian. This makes the run a little longer, but we're trying to get some damage in here to try and kill the boss as quick as possible. Of course, we're getting Agnes out here, and then after that is just watching the boss fight, to be honest, because there's really nothing going on. We want to sit there and save our Aegea ulti for the burst phase. Once we get close enough to this, we'll be using S2. We save the S1 because we really don't need it, so we want that little bit of extra damage at the end here. We can go ahead and ulti on Aegea because she doesn't apply the buffs until the end of the animation, so Kurian will get the buffs here. And then after that is just spamming everything, try to deploy Artilana, which luckily we didn't have to actually get her out. And again, the same thing as before, Agnes taking the rank 1 spot. Alright, so for gear, we're obviously rocking Hana here. Jinbora, we're going to be running full A speed, anti-striker, range damage. Either one of them works. For Orca, we're just running standard tank gear. We want her to be as tanky as we can get her. So 50% crit res. I don't have that here, but not necessarily needed. So you can actually fit other stats in there like skill haste and such if you like. Tarask, we're putting on as much anti-striker as possible. Tarask is a ranger and doesn't do high damage, so it may not really matter all too much, but we want to try to min-max here. Zengia, we're just on a tanky CDR build. 76% will work for her. Agnes, we're just on attack speed, anti-striker, attack, attack anti-striker, double anti-striker, all work as long as you have anti-striker subs. Korean's the same deal. We have A-speed anti-striker. Chifu's not used. And then we hope we don't get the Ardiolana, but just in case, we have her geared and we have anti-counter damage on her since that works on this boss. For the ship, we are running New Detroit with counter damage latents and sniper damage latents. Then we get that juicy striker evasion. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope this helps you improve your score. Remember that DC is all about RNG, so don't get discouraged if your Linjian keeps dying or you're not getting the crits for the burst. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're feeling extra special, you can join the Mage army by clicking the join button. You can catch me on Discord, link will be in the description, and if you want to help support this channel, you can find a link for that in the description as well. As always, I will see you all next time.